Good afternoon, Internet. I'm your host, HazelPlace89. Welcome to City Skylines 1. We're in old Samville again today, and we are taking a look at our beautiful little farming industry area that we built up last episode. And I was thinking as I was off contemplating. So this is old Samville, right? And we know that old Samville is named after the one and only Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. And so what other crops could we possibly have in this area except potatoes? So I'm right off the bat, I'm going to change these to potatoes. I just think that'll be kind of fun. So we're going to change all of these crop fields. And we could choose another farm to grow other crops, but it doesn't really matter which we use. It doesn't matter. So we've got taters, precious. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. There we go. All right. Love to see it. I'm going to turn this volume down really quick for our City Skylines 1. There we go. All right. So right out of the gate, I'm going to throw in some more crop fields. I'm going to do a small crop field here, here, and here. And we're going to change them all to potatoes. Ooh, there we go. All right. You know, I'm loving it. I want to rework this bridge area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete you. I want it to come a little more straight on, to be honest. So let's go about here, and then we will grab a curve and do something like that, so as to make the because I want this to kind of flow, and it was a little more abrupt than I wanted it to be. So we'll just have that to flow this direction as well. And since we've got this all over here unlocked, what we can do is let's go ahead then, is I'm going to come straight here. And we're going to just go straight like so. All right. What do we have here? We could probably get a nice curve. So let's take this. That is 15 to 8. Let's go 8 units back. Like so. Delete all of that. And then a nice simple curve. 8 and 8. So now we have a beautiful connection right here. This area is kind of demarcated out, and we can figure something out with that. I think I like the idea of perhaps we could figure out road layouts on this hill, kind of like how we did over here with this residential area. But I do think that this episode will be a great time for us to bring in some public transport. We have people. We have the money for it, rather. And I like the fact that we have that. So, before we get too carried away with all of that, let's just take a look and see what we can do. We do need industry in this beautiful little spot. So, or in the city just generally as a whole. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to throw in some zoned commercial or zoned farming industry, not commercial. That doesn't make any sense. Right here. So we can have that going for us, which is nice. And I think I like the idea of, let's just see what'll pop up here in a 2x4 area. And I think just a little something like that. So that'll be fun. We'll have that, which is great. So here's the thing. We need to find a place for public transport. Okay. We need to do that. And I want to do that. And so we're going to do that in this episode, I believe. But we've got demand for residential, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're just gonna throw some in right here like that. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind it. Yeah, our farming area is getting quite busy, which is amazing. I love to see it. And we're very close to our milestone there as well, so that's fun. but I think I want to leave it for now. And what we can do is we can put some fields out in this area as well. I think that'll be a good time. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Maybe something like this or something around here. But we'll have to figure that out when we figure that out. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab our gravel paths. Grab our gravel paths, rather. We're going to turn off everything but road guidelines. We're going to go to our terrain view. And we're just going to see where the road takes us. No pun intended. I'm going to try to keep it smooth as best as I can. All throughout this beautiful area. Gotta get some homes. About something like that. And honestly, that's not too terrible. I don't think I'll be able to make it as densely packed as we did over here. We'll have to probably do a little bit of terraforming work, which is totally fine. So what we can do, let's grab our softened terrain. Let's turn that off, get our brush size. And we'll just soften some of these areas out, like so. I think what we'll do, let's actually grab our flatten and do something like this. Yeah. And then we can grab a soften again and fix some of those mistakes, which is fine. And then what we'll do, because this is going to be kind of a unique area, I don't want to make too many connections, but I think we want to do, let's come back here, grab our terrain heights, see if we can't do a little something like this. And yeah, we'll see that. It's just up a hill there. That's totally fine. Same situation. I think we'll let's just kind of smooth or level this whole area out. Then we'll grab our soften and do something like this. Let's just push you back just a hair. Yeah, that seems fine. Oh, I grabbed the wrong tool. There we go. So we have this fun little area, which will be fine. It'll be very cul-de-saced, but I think it's okay. We're level 4 on our farm. That's fantastic. So now we have a clothing factory, which we'll take a look at some point. Farm maintenance building, large barn, and a slaughterhouse. So let's go ahead then and take a look and see what we can do in the way of grabbing and getting some of those in. So I like the idea of putting some more farming into this spot right here. So what we can do, let's go ahead and grab. We have the milking parlor, we have the slaughterhouse. Let's get the slaughterhouse, I think, and we can probably put it. We could realistically bring some of our farming industry over here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll expand our zone. And I think earlier, as we were getting this area squared away, we were talking about, is this leisure? I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I was confused. I believe earlier, whenever we first established the farming area, I was saying like, I don't know if I want to bring it all out here, but we can. So I think it'd be a good idea to actually bring it all out here. But I think to this bridge here is about as far as I'd like to go with it. To be quite honest. So we'll do that. And then we French there for a second. We can take our regular industry and bring it all up. Connect it up so we have regular farming generic industry right in here. And then we can clean up the district like so. And then we have that, which is nice. So here's what I want to do. Let's grab one of these roads. I think just to keep the aesthetic alive, let's go with the normal industry, small 2-lane industry road. That makes sense. So we're going to just draw a straight line out like so. I like that. And then I think let's come off about here. Just so we can have like a frontage area road for that. And then we will grab our industry. We can put you directly on one of these roads here. Let's put it right there. That's fine. I don't actually mind the road right here. I think that'll be something we can have fun with a little detailing about. So let's make sure that water pipes are where they need to be. Let's just make double sure. Make double sure. All right. We have power as well. We do not, but we can get a handy power line to just jump this area over here. Something like this. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So we have that. Let's go ahead now and see what else we can put in. Let's get us a large barn. I think I like the idea of putting a barn right here. And then with some crop fields surrounding. So let's just do a couple of those. And we're going to turn these into potatoes to keep the theme alive. And then we're just going to make sure that we have power. So what we can do, temporarily, we'll have a power line here. And that'll be fine. All right. So back to this little area. I want to make sure that it's covering our district. And it is, which is fantastic. So now what we're going to do, let's go ahead and we're just going to upgrade to our normal 2-lane roads. So we'll just kind of come through like so. We're going to also make sure that water is where it needs to be. So let's get this done. A quick little upgrade. Have some housing in this little circle. Pipes. All right. I'm going to get these pipes under the road right where they do in fact belong. All right. We've got water under the pipes where they belong. Let's go ahead now. And I'm going to throw in just a little bit of commercial or industry, not commercial. And let's kind of like make sure. I was playing on a different map in my free time and I changed the brush theme and I want to change back. So there's that. So let's go through now. We're going to grab just the normal old, beautiful, fun residential. And I'm going to just paint her in like so. Something like this. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I think for now we can start with this. And then what we'll do, grab our, those are offices. Grab our normal commercial. And just put a little bit of commercial zoning down out here. I feel like corner shops and things would be kind of fun. So that's nice. All right, friends. We are $18,000 down. And I feel like I'm tantalizing everyone with the whole, oh, we're going to build public transport. We are going to build public transport. We need, I think, $10,000 before we can do that. So I'm just going to come through and we're going to just come through and play the game. We're going to come through and zone some industry because we desperately need it. We're going to make sure water is where it needs to be, and it's not. So here's what we're going to do. For now, we're going to place a water pipe right here. We're losing money so we can make money, which I think is a very interesting concept. So I want to just, I want to save, like as we do. I want to thank everyone for watching. And I hope that you'll consider hitting the subscribe button. You know, consider hitting like and leaving a comment down below. Help the algorithm and all that good stuff. I appreciate your viewership. It's all very helpful. Means a ton. Yeah, we're just chilling and vibing here in old Samville. Just building stuff. You know how we go. So this is like still really early on in the game cycle. So building some of these, a lot of zoning. But we're at the point, right, where we can begin making money. And honestly, I think it would be fun to begin to start to introduce maybe some high density stuff. But we're hurting for schooling and services of that nature, but I really want to get public transport in this episode. So what I think we can do to prepare for that, is we can build out where I think we want that to be. And I think this spot right here is exactly the kind of spot for a bus station, or a bus depot rather. So let's grab our small industry road, and I'm just going to place it. Let's go 20 units. Let's go 25 units. Let's go 25 units, and then we'll put a side road here. Now, what we're going to do, alternatively, what we could do is we could pull out a loan. A $20,000 loan, which will get us where we want to be. And I think we want to do it. Let's just go for it. So, we took a loan. We're going to grab a bus depot, just a normal one. And we're going to place it, let's place it on this side road here. Like that. And now we have a bus depot. So what we'll need to do now is place down our bus lines. Now, how do I want to do this? First of all, we got to make sure that we have water and power on that facility that we just placed. Like so. All right. So I think I want at least 2 lines. I think it may actually, yeah, I think 2 lines will be fine. Oh, we've got a little spot that we missed up here. How sad. Get the people some water. Okay. So, like I was saying, we want to place maybe 2 or 3 lines for our buses. So let's see what we can do in the way of that. Let's, first of all, what I want to do, let's get a bus line. And we're going to place a bus line on our couplet system. Okay. Let's do a stop. We're going to just do a stop here. Then we're going to come down and do a stop here. Then I think it would make more sense to have a stop here and here. Ooh, actually not there. But we can kind of circle back around, and we're going to do a stop here. Kind of mirror it on the couplet system as best we can. Yeah. And then I think we will have to figure out something, because I don't want them passing through this right now. So we will just do that and this and circle back up. All right. So we have that going for us. What we can do here is build like a custom station. So I think I want to do that as we're looking at it. So let's make this a small pedestrian area. And if I delete the pedestrian area, do we get our roads? Pedestrian roads, I wonder? Maybe not. So we need a pedestrian area. Okay. That's fine. So what I'm going to do, we're going to make this a site. So let's grab that tool again. And we're just going to put it right here, like so. And we're going to call this bus station. All right. So we have a bus station. And what I'm going to do is let's grab, we need to place a service point. So what we'll do, let's look for those because I forgot where they're at. Service point. All right. Small pedestrian service point. And I'll move this around here in a second. But we need it down so we can figure that out. So we've placed the service point. Can I delete it? And I wonder, okay, it stays. Great. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place this. Try to get it as centered on the bus station or the bus line as I can. But what we'll do is we're going to turn off everything except angle. Okay, so I want it centered on this bus stop. So I think centered is about right here. So we're just going to go up a little ways. And let's turn these back on. Let's go to grid. We're going to go 4, and we're going to go 4, and then I'm just going to connect it up like so. Let's make sure that our bus line, yeah, our bus line is still there. How good. And this is just going to be like, I don't know, it might be like a fake area. I'm not sure, but I think it'll be kind of cool. So we can have like a facility out here. Alternatively, what we could do is realistically just undo all of that because it doesn't make any sense. We could use bus roads, but I wanted to get those anyway because reasons. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place down a couple of more lines, and as I do that, it'll be a good time. I want a line connecting the residential areas down here, and I want lines connecting these areas. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Okay, so we have that going for us, which is nice. So I think I need to get a line down. This is here, but I forgot the way that was. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come from this side. Now let's get a stop. Let's get a stop here. Oh. Get a stop there. Let's get a second line. I think we'll need to place a bus station for that to work, but we don't really. We can. Great. We have a compact bus station, which is awesome. So what I think we'll do now, if this area isn't really conducive for a bus station, so that doesn't make any sense. So what I think we'll have to do, I think maybe this area right here would be fun for that. But if we're going for a rural type look, that doesn't make too much sense. So I think we'll hold off for the bus station for now. Oh no. So what we could do is get one up here though, like we were going to. So let's see what we have. We have intercity bus station, the compact bus station. Honestly, I think the compact bus station would be the ticket for us. But I think I don't know, because I wanted to kind of maintain like a rural look to this area. But that said, a rural bus station here would make a ton of sense. So we could have these lines converge and things. So I think let's look at it. I think let's do that. We can draw, let's do 12 units here. And then I think we'll just grab another road like so. And then we can put our compact station here. See if we can't move it just a little bit. Yeah, much better. All right, so now what I'm going to do, we're going to adjust our lines really quick. Or, I mean, really, we can do, let's get one of these stops. Let's put a stop. Right there like that. And so then what we'll do, let's get another stop and put it, I'm going to actually come from this side right here. So let's put a stop here. And we will just follow this whole situation up. like so, yeah. And then we'll just come all the way back down like this. And hopefully this will get us some use. So let's go. Put a stop right here, and then we can just connect that line back up. All right, yeah. So now, before we kind of move on to detailing, let's just adjust our color. It's this line that we want to adjust. Let's make it a nice pinkish, fuchsia, purple, even. Okay, so now you've got like 4 bus lines. But let's adjust some of the vehicles on them because I don't feel like they all need this many vehicles. So let's put you down to... Let's do just 4. All right, and then we're going to look at you. Let's do 1 for now. And we can always come back and adjust these numbers later as we need to, but we don't want to waste money. So just like honestly on too many buses being active. This is a busy line. So I think we'll do, let's keep this one at about 4 as well. 55%. So yeah, that's great. So this services this whole, or that bus line that we just addressed fixes this whole couplet system until like basically until around here. So yeah, as we've got that done, I want to kind of shield the compact station that we just placed, and we can see we've got people waiting. That's awesome. I'm glad that this works out. This is kind of probably a little redundant, but people are there and they're wanting it. So I'll just leave that the way it is for now. So friends, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and we're going to start our detailing time lapse right about now. All right, welcome back. So what I kind of did, as you saw in the time lapse, first thing is I came over here and made this fun little kind of just walking path park. We have some gravel paths, gravel footpaths. We have a few park benches out here overlooking the water. I just think that's going to be a really nice view. We have some just slight rock work with some grasses and flowers poking through the rocks here. I think that's a good aesthetic. And that's connecting down here to the neighborhood area. Our fun hilltop neighborhood area that we've got building out here, and I'm thinking that's coming along really nicely. And then over here we just have a little playground for the kiddos, kind of in the trees here. We have some let's delete you so they can see. We have some more park benches around here. We have just a little seating area kind of nestled back in the trees. Picnic tables. Going further, we have, if I can see it, yeah, directly across from our picnic tables, we have another beautiful vista of with the gazebo. It's one of my favorite things to place. Just around the corner there, we have off of a little dirt road with a few small rural houses. We have a fishing pier, which I think looks really great, and I do believe it's getting used as well. While we're here at this, let's go through and I'll kind of show you the method that I use. So what I do, so I want to place just some rocks, right? So let's place some rocks here, kind of surrounding it, and then what I'll do is I'll just rotate just a little bit where I want to kind of get some variation going, something like that, and then we'll go on the other side and do the same thing over here, right? Just kind of dwindling them out. Then we'll just right click our mouse wheel, just do a little something like this, get an angle that we want. Let's do that, right? Yeah, beautiful. And now what we'll do, kind of like how we did over there, let's get some high vegetation. Maybe if we can't find something a little smaller there, and we'll just put some big leaves kind of out and about. It says you can't place it on water, but you can kind of get it sort of close to where it kind of dips into the water, and it gives it a nice aesthetic. And so now what we'll do, let's go to our content creator, grasses and trees, and then we're just gonna place some tall grass up through here, and I think it'll really bring some life into this area, just colors. And then we'll grab our lantana, just have those poking through a little bit here and there. Once we kind of find where we can place it and do a little bit of that. And I like that. I like the way that that's looking. Kind of overgrown, right? But it's nice. People are on it. People are using it. So that's fun. I like it. And like I said, we just have a few houses up here. Mainly, honestly, that's mainly to jump power. That's mainly what that is there for. But I like the idea of having some rural homes. Kind of, they refuse to give up their homes that they've had for generations. And so that's where we're at. We just sprayed some trees down, right? And then we come across over here. We have the slaughterhouse. I think that's what that is. Yeah, we have the slaughterhouse over here that turns crops into animal products, which is always a good time. And then kind of going over here from where we placed our bus depot, we just did some light work with that. Just a fence and some trees and some overgrown tree bushes and whatnot. It just had a little bit of industry out here. We can hopefully delete that and that'll be fine. Some of that industrial evolution stuff with this delightful prop work behind it. And moving on, let's go over to our bus station that we placed. And then we kind of made this. It looks really disjointed, but I think it kind of works, honestly. We just added some paths around it. We have a walking, like a wide sidewalk, 2-lane street with a path connecting. Then we added this wonderful little park asset that we have here, the tiny park. Some of my favorite assets, and they come in different flavors as well. And then we have a sidewalk cafe right next to it. So as people, you know, if they want to grab a bite after they take their bus ride, they can totally do that. And as you can see, we have lots of people waiting. But yeah, so what we did, just lined with the bushes and placed some trees and some very lightweight decoration around here. Now I'm wondering if I want to wrap around there, and as I look at it, I believe that I do. So let's go here. We're gonna grab our wild hedge straight tool, and then we will just do something like this. Now I don't typically use the curve tool with the bushes and whatnot, or the wild hedge. Oh, we're gonna have to do this because the hitbox for the tree, or for the road asset is kind of funky, but that's okay. We can kind of hide a little bit of that with some tree work. Place some lantana around as well, just to give it a little pop of color. Also, I've decided to play with some of the colored bushes. So we have the flower tree, which is what we use down here, and I kind of like the idea of keeping that kind of a theme. Just pops of color every now and then. And honestly, I think this whole vibe looks pretty nice. I'm here for it. I really am. Our city's coming alive. And it's starting to look great. I'm loving the way that these kind of neighborhoods on the hills are acting. That makes me very happy. I'm pleased with that. We have one more star. We have one more level on our farm. We're almost there. We're getting workers. So that's fantastic. We have the reduced resources. We have that aplenty. But we're just working on getting some workers out here. But I think what we can do to help that along, let's get some barracks workers out here, or workers barracks rather. I think I like the idea of maybe putting it right about, let's pause the game, get out of here, let's delete you, and then we will place it back just opposite this field here. Yeah, and that should jump power. Yeah, perfect. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We could also just delete those as well. They don't really need to be there at this moment. So what we could do as well, because we had the demand for it, let's just go ahead, get a little bit of commercial out here. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. But we can get that going for us, which will be a good time. And then I think what we'll do, right outside the bus station here, I think we'd like the idea, just a couple of small shops right there. Yeah. So with that said, friends, what I'm going to do is we're going to come with our tree brush here. We're going to just come through and spray down just a few trees every so often. Kind of fill in some of these spaces between our homes, the houses and stuff. Something like this. Kind of really make this area look kind of dense with forest. And I think that will give us a fun look. Let's go over here and make sure that we can do that on this other side too. I want to kind of shield the neighborhood from some of these more urban uses. So the couplet system, public transport and all that stuff. But we finally got public transport in the city, which is amazing. And I'm glad that we finally have that. After several episodes of tantalization, we have that going for us, which is quite nice. And our buses are all getting used as well. So, friends, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today on this episode of Old Samville. We upgraded our land to be our crops, to be potatoes, and we have apple orchards. All sorts of fun stuff today. So with all that said, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. They all mean a whole lot, and I appreciate your viewership. If you haven't clicked subscribe, feel free to do that. Feel free to leave a like and a comment. With all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.